You join Scentsy, you're loving Scentsy, but you want your business to grow and you're looking for how you need to be working your business. So this video is going to walk you through some really great tips on streamlining your business, things you need to do, things you need to really start thinking about and putting into practice, and ways that you can continue to grow your team and your business. Welcome back, you guys. It's Jacqui, and I am here today on a mission. I'm on a mission because I have gotten a lot of messages lately because if you guys are aware, Scentsy is on fire right now. It's on fire. And for those of us who work this as a full-time job, this is absolutely fantastic. And it's a really great opportunity for those who maybe had given this a brush off before and are now seeing that this is really truly an income producing business. And it's exactly that. And just like any business, the more work you put into it, then the more you're actually going to get paid. And where it is a little bit different than a regular job out there is the fact of, every single month you have to put in the hard work in order to make that paycheck, right? In a regular job outside in the world, right? You're given work, you're paid per time or hour, however, for the job that you were doing. Now, we don't get paid by the hour, meaning we can make as much or as little we want to per hour. We can work as much or as little as we want to throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout the year. But I will tell you this one key point of success, that consistently, if you continue to work your business, even if it's only 5 or 10 minutes a day, if you are consistently touching your business every single day, I can guarantee you that you will see progress. Does progress happen overnight? Of course it doesn't, right? It does not. So we have to be able to put the work out there, plant the seeds, let the seeds bloom, and continue to do what we're doing. And then that way, when you turn around, everything is there and in place. Now, I'm going to talk to those of you who have been a consultant for maybe a little while. And this month especially, we have had a good number of new Scentsy team members, and that's fantastic. I love welcoming people to the Scentsy family. Scentsy truly has changed my life, you guys, and if you know me even a little, then you know that it's been a huge blessing for me and my life and for my family's life, right? It makes a huge difference. And I want you guys to be able to know that you are more than capable of having a successful business. And I say this with such compassion because I can't even count how many times that I get a message that someone doesn't feel valued, or they're reaching out for help and they're never getting help, or they just are frustrated with the system because it doesn't seem to be working for them. Here's where you have to stream away from the crowd, so to speak, right? You have to be able to look inside and determine what it truly is that you want Scentsy to be. And so that may take you a little bit, right? It may take you a little bit because, and again, it may change over time too, because for me, it has completely changed over time. Now it has a completely different meaning for me than it did when I joined, than I did when I hit director. It just has evolved and it continues to evolve. And I think that in and of itself is proof of how this business is living and breathing every single day. And we have to be there to breathe life into the business, right? I've always said that Scentsy sells itself because Scentsy is a phenomenal product. And yes, we are very well known for our wax and our warmers, but let me tell you, if y'all haven't tried the other product lines, then you're missing out, because we've got our clean line, we've got the laundry line, we've got the body care, the whole 9 yards, even the pet care line, right? So we have everything covered. Can Scentsy sell itself? Of course it can. People can go online, if it was just Scentsy.com, right? And just purchase away, right? Amazon doesn't give out samples. No. But we still buy from them. At least I know I do, right? Still buy from them. And I know that the reason that some of you may be feeling frustrated is because the fire is not there. And here's a little trick, you guys. We have to be able to ignite our own fire. So, and I did this myself. If you are blaming somebody else for why your business is not successful, then it's not fair. Because I'm gonna tell you why, and that's because you are in control of your business. You can have an amazing support system and a sponsor. Fantastic. You can have a horrible experience with a sponsor and still be fantastic in your business. And it all boils down to you. You are your own magic sauce. So whatever it is that drives you to work your business, maybe it is to make that extra income for the family. Maybe it's to help to take care of the kids' activities, or it helps to make that car payment, or you're saving for a house, or you're trying to rebuild your credit, or fill in the blank. All of those things, I can guarantee you, if you are not going to bed every single night and saying, tomorrow I need to do this because I need to work my business, right? You have to have a plan. If you are not dreaming big enough, if those goals, if that why, if that desire for what you want out of Scentsy is not big enough, then you are not gonna show up for your business every day. And that's fine if that's not what you want, right? But for me personally, this is my full-time income. This is my full-time income. And I'm finally at a place in my life to where I can support my husband and his career goals. Because now that he is in senior management in his position, he needs me more than ever to be able to take care of everything. And if this was a situation 1, 2, 3 years ago, then let me tell you guys, I would be even more crippled with anxiety than I ever thought I was. Because there's a lot that goes into taking care of the house, taking care of the kids, getting to the grocery store, getting all the things done, right? Now we got homeschool, now we got everything else that we're worried about too, right on top of it. But at the same time, to be able to have the freedom to say, I can take care of all this. I got this, babe. And I've got this because I also have my business that I can run around everything else and that I can pour 100% into. Streamlining my business was something that I thought I was doing really, really well. And I soon discovered, after probably about the first 6 months, that I thought that I had it all down. I was running very smoothly. Everything was like ship shape, that I totally was not completely living up to that potential. And here's how I found out that it wasn't. Because I saw a drop in my personal sales. Does that happen to you? Because I can tell you it's happened multiple times throughout my Scentsy business. But here's the thing. When I see things changing, and I can look back at a month or over several months, and maybe I can see that sales were lower, or sponsoring was lower, or follow-ups weren't that great, right? Things like that I can actually look at and then say, hey, I can see a pattern here, right? Those 2 months, okay, weren't so great in sales. What also was going on in that month? What was I doing? And okay, maybe I had this, and this going on all at the same time, right? And I was trying to deal with all that. And yeah, I was not dialed into my business every single day. So what do? Well, I got to compensate for that, right? So I have to make it a point to hold myself accountable, to be able to say, I am going to show up for my business every single day, because that paycheck is what's driving me. At the end of the day, that's what it is, right? I am working this business. I am building this business for me and my family. And I am so passionate about helping everybody else that I tend to get very emotional about it when I get messages that are just like, I just don't understand what I'm doing wrong. I cannot want it any more for you than I already do, because if you are watching this, you don't even have to be on my team, right? If you are watching this video, then I can tell you right now that I am cheering for you, because I will be the first one to say that I have to motivate myself, and motivating myself means I have to water my own seed, right? I am planted too, just like everybody else. I'm not special. I'm not unique. I don't have anything different going on than anybody else does, right? And there's probably a lot of you out there who have a whole heck of a lot more going on than I do right now, and are still killing it. And that's because that why, that purpose, that reason for getting up and touching your business every single day, whether that is first thing in the morning, whether that is you're a stay-at-home, work-at-home mom, whatever, whether that is you also have the 9-to-5 job, or you work overnights, or whatever your situation looks like, you have to be holding yourself accountable to say, I'm going to make time for this because it's important to me. So if your why isn't big enough, you need to sit back and you need to reevaluate. And maybe for you, that does mean, well, I don't need it to be big enough, right? Like we're financially stable. I'm not really relying on this income. That's no big deal. We're happy with where we are. Everything's pretty much taken care of. This is just here because I like to do it. This is my hobby. I love Scentsy. That's awesome. Now, with that, you have a certain group of consultants who are in that category, right? And those are not the people that I'm talking to right now. I am talking to the people who are needing this as income or wanting this as income. And when I get those messages, it just makes my heart break, because I'm like, I'm over here cheering. I am over here trying to help. But the thing is, I can't wake you up every morning. I can't give you a to-do list every single day. I can't call you and be like, you need to stop binge watching the Netflix and you need to start working your business a little more. I can't. Who can do that? You can do that. And you have to do it for yourself, because let me tell you this, if nobody's told you lately, you are important. You are valued. You are worth so much more than what you're giving yourself credit for. You are. So if you're in a situation to where you feel like you're unsupported, I want you to remember that you are. If you are in the situation of you feel like you don't have the resources or nobody's showing you the right way to do it, let me tell you, you do have everything that you need. You do. Because I know for a fact from just the videos I put out and the videos and the people that I follow with Scentsy, I can run my business like a champ. That's not even counting the workstation and the training center there and the events. And yes, Scentsy Family Reunion for 2020 is going to be virtual. Guys, we got to get over it. I'm actually very excited for it because my team, for the first time, like I have team members in Hawaii and Guam, and they're like spread out in Alaska, like all over the place, who in a normal setting, it's really expensive for plane tickets. For some of us, it's really easy, right? We think, oh, road trip, right? My Hawaii girls can't road trip. My team member in Alaska, she could, but it'd take a long time, right? So this is an amazing, amazing opportunity that we have to take something that we all love, and now we can all have the ability to participate. And those of you I know, because I was on that bus for many years, to where you were like, I can't afford the plane tickets, plus the hotel, plus everything that goes into reunion, right? That was a big burden. So now you don't have to have that burden. And let me tell you guys, if you are ready to streamline your business and you are ready to take your business to the next level, then you better be watching Family Reunion this year. I'm just saying. You don't have the excuse of, oh, I couldn't leave the house because of the kids, or between the work schedules, I couldn't find the time. You're gonna find the time. You're gonna make the time to watch the virtual reunion, because this, if you're watching this and you've watched it all this time till this point in this video, then this is important to you. And you know, because I just told you that you're worth it and you deserve it. You are worthy of better things and more things. We have to be the ones to hold ourselves accountable and say, I've got to check into my business. Madison is 10 years old. When I started Scentsy, she was 2. She saw me from very rarely talking about Scentsy to now. Look at this. It's framed here on my desk, right? I get a beautiful picture of me with my Scentsy bar, wearing my Scentsy shirt. Happy Mother's Day. And she knows that that's mommy's work. Do you know how incredible that is as a mom, especially as a mom of daughters? She'll be 23 in August. My 23-year-old lives at home with us. And she knows that this is mom's business, right? These are the things that we are instilling into our families. We are instilling into our daughters that we can still do all the things. we can still be mom of the year, or try to be, right? Like nobody really is, but we try to be. But we can still do all the things, and we can still be a rock star at our business. Now before, when I worked in corporate America, yes, remember Jacqui is a 9-to-5 dropout. I am a corporate America dropout. I left after hefty school student loans, after many years of sacrifice and commitment and long hours and no recognition. I'm pouring everything that I could into those teams and those peoples and building them up. Do you know the satisfaction it gives me to be able to say, I control what happens here? I control if this business is going to be successful or not. Why? Because I'm going to show up every single day. I'm going to continue to be always looking for ways that I can either modify, change, or make my business better. One of the ways that I've done that this year to streamline my business and to keep me accountable and on track was to go digital for digital planning. I do have a couple videos on my channel if y'all want to check those out if you're curious. It's literally my iPad, the Apple Pencil, and the app Good Notes. That's it. But you know what? It's so wonderful to not have the big, huge notebook and binder and everything else that I used to have to work my business. Now, all of my business notes, everything that happens in my business is here. So whether I am out there sitting on the couch, right? Whether I am in the kitchen, maybe prepping for dinner, I can watch a video or I can listen to one, right? And everything is here. I've been able to streamline everything. And you guys, if you don't think that you're that person that can do it, I just want you to try. But if nothing else, then get yourself a way to streamline things, to make it easier to work. Because here is my little nugget of knowledge in all of this. If you make your business easier to work, you will work it more often. So what else can that look like, right? Like I said, for me to make it easier, it was going digital, using the iPad for everything, right? So wherever I am, right? I don't have to necessarily come into the office, sit down, be at the desk, do the things, right? I can do all the things from the iPad, right? Yeah, I can. So, but what does that else look like? Because for years, for me, it looked like the laptop that used to live underneath the side table next to the couch, because then that way when I was out with the family and right after dinner or whatever, I could just pull the laptop out and be like, oh, I got to do a few things real quick, right? That was like a separate little space that I could have that would make it easier for me. So if you can look for ways to make your business a little bit easier, that's what you need to do. Because if it's easier, if it's quicker to get to, you know what I mean when I say that, right? Quicker to get to. So if it's quicker to pick it up and just work, then you're more apt to get up and do it and say, okay, yeah, I've only got 10 minutes. I'll do a good hard 10 minutes and I'm good, right? So whatever space that you have, and I've had many over the years, right? I went from a rolling little cabinet or, 3-pull drawer thing with all of my business stuff in it, right? And that's what I literally would wheel around our little house at the time. And that's how I'd work my business. You need to streamline things and you need to hold yourself accountable. So set the planner, make the planner, set the note in your phone, set the reminder, set the timer. If you use Alexa, have Alexa be your personal assistant. If it's Google, whatever it is, use those tools that you already have. Our phones, hello. we can make this easier to be done. Because that's the bottom line, right? You need to be checking into your business. You need to be working smarter, not harder. A lot of those ways are going to be scheduling posts on social media, sending out mass emails, whatever it is that you do for your business, you need to be doing. And if you are not tracking your daily numbers, then you need to start today. And I don't even mean if you have a team. I'm talking if it's just you right now. You need to be writing down every single day. How much PRV do you have? And how many team members do you have? Those are the two things you need to write down every day. And maybe for a while, because you may be figuring everything out, right? It may look like, oh, I've got 0 team members and now I'm so sad. Okay, let me tell you this. You can go from 0 to 6 very quickly. I want you to be prepared for that next level. And that means setting yourself up for success. That doesn't mean it needs to be a whole binder full of forms, okay? It doesn't. Success starts and ends with you. And everybody works a little bit differently. Like I said, for me, digital planning has just been it, right? That's been my jam. That's what I'm into. That's what works for me. If you're pen and paper, then have that. But you need to have a place to be able to plot, to set, to plan your business out. And streamline the things that you can. And take advantage of the time that you can. Because this business is going to be here for you no matter what. It just is. And I'm going to be here for you no matter what. I just am. So if you don't have that sponsor you wish you had, if you don't have the resources that you think you don't have, I want you to let it go, bless it and release it and let it all go and start over fresh. Mentally, right? I'm talking mentally here. Starting over fresh. You have to let go of the negative. You have to let it go. Those are temporary emotions that will go away. Okay? Let go of those. Let that weight just go. And no, you don't need anybody else in this business but you. Why? Because you're worthy. Why? Because you are powerful in your own right. And you have the power to make this very successful because you get to control how much you're working, how much effort you're putting into it, how many conversations you're having, how many people you're talking to about Scentsy, or how you plan to talk about Scentsy, or how you treat your customers when they order from you, or what you do when a new catalog comes out, or how you work it when a new release item comes out. Do you see what I'm saying here? Everything begins and ends with you. You set the tone. You set the pace. You are your business, and don't forget that. Don't lose sight of that, please. Because I will tell you, I did lose sight of that. For a good probably 2 years, I lost sight of that. And I had no self-worth. And I felt like I was not the one who was worthy of having a business, let alone a successful business, or even leading a successful team. Because I let the other voices creep in and tell me that I wasn't, or that I couldn't, or I wouldn't ever. So when I shook off the temporary emotions and realized that the power is within myself, everything changed. And that's how it's going to change for you. So Do what you need to do. Go stand in front of the mirror and say, I am worthy. I deserve this. I deserve what I'm working towards. And you're going to get back and you're going to align yourself. You're going to set yourself up for success. You're going to set your own goals because the power is in you. The power is in you. Peace, love, and happiness. Bye.